So you're a military man. In crude terms, one assumes that the Americans will achieve their objectives reasonably quickly. Their firepower is absolutely massive. The Iranians and their proxies are seriously degraded. We're told they've still got 2,000 missiles under their control, but they'll use those quite quickly, I would have thought. Doesn't mean that the thing will go smoothly, as we've discussed, that there will be an acceptable regime at the end of it. But how do you assess it militarily? If I were an Iranian, I wouldn't be feeling very confident about our ability to withstand the Americans and the Israelis.
Well, I mean, that's the question, isn't it? What is your ability to absorb punishment? And it's a good question. So, and a question that we probably don't know the answer to at the moment. You know, the US, in military jargon, you talk about dominating domains or having domain dominance. So the air domain, the land domain, the maritime domain, the information domain. And there is no effective Iranian Air Force. There's no effective Iranian Navy. They have air supremacy. There's no air defense. So the punishment that can be meted out to them is significant. The question then becomes, what can the Iranians absorb? And so when people will say, rise up against the corrupt, illegitimate regime, which is a rational thought that a person might have from the outside, if you're getting bombed by the Israelis and the US, and then there's issues of civilian casualties amongst the older generation, there's a remembrance that they stuck out 8 years of war against the Iraqis. There's widespread support for the mourning period for the previous supreme leader. These are all factors that we don't really understand, because you can't dominate the human domain because everybody's an individual. So for all those people who want to see the end of the regime because it's a corrupt regime, because it's a repressive regime, and they don't believe in the regime, there's also millions of people who do believe in the regime. There's also millions of people, or tens of hundreds of thousands of Revolutionary Guard Corps people who will go down with the ship. Who is going to dominate that debate? We'll see over the next couple of days. And then on top of that, we have a new regime, and we'll have a new supreme leader. Are they more pragmatists who think, well, we've got to have an accommodation to ensure the survival of the regime, remembering that the ultimate aim of the regime is survival. So their decision making will reflect that. So it's that issue about how much punishment can Iran as a nation absorb, and that will be a different level for different people. And we see that in the way that Iran is conducting this campaign. So they've tried to expand it as far as possible by drawing in the Gulf Arab states, trying to impose a financial cost on them, and just sending, while there is an element of military mathematics about it in terms of how many ballistic missiles, how many rockets do the Iranians have versus how many interceptors and air defense missiles do the Americans or the Israelis have. Drone attacks can go on. You can manufacture drones quicker than you can dispatch them. So just these days, sending a few drones closes down airspace, reduces the likelihood of people wanting to do business in your country. So you can keep up offensive action of some degree for quite some time. It might not be ballistic missiles or hypersonic missiles, but if it's just drones, then drones have a net effect as well. Much harder to destroy a drone capability than it is to destroy a ballistic missile capability. So we come back to that human domain. How much punishment will Iran as a nation be willing to absorb? We're only 48 hours into it. Bearing in mind they had 8 years of the Iran-Iraq war, and there's a massive museum in Tehran about it's called the Holy Resistance Museum, which is about the Iran-Iraq War and how it affected all Iranians. All school children go through that, like with the war memorial in Australia. So Iran, and if you listen to some of the speeches from Iranian political leaders, it is about this ability of Iranians to, throughout the history, to absorb punishment from outsiders. So how much, to what degree Iranian nationalism will override or subsume a desire to get rid of the regime is a question that remains to be answered. And you can be sure that the US and Israel have people trying to foment uprisings in parts of Iran. And this is probably something the regime fears the most, having to deal with multiple uprisings in different parts of Iran simultaneously at the same time as the security apparatus is being bombed.